I think the most important contribution during my year was that we actually realized that we were a very powerful organization, not only in Montgomery County, but in the state, with close to 30 to 40, between 30 to 40 members. You're talking about the faith community, the NAACP, unions, that when we came together as one, the people in Annapolis, and particularly the governor, would actually listen to us.
The major emphasis that I had during our year was to try to overcome this philosophy or this vision of Montgomery County as not needing the state. Years ago, Baltimore was the economic engine of the state, and it had to develop different criteria and priorities for its jurisdiction. Montgomery County has to do the same. And my belief is that if we accept their perception of Montgomery County and work from that perception, then we will not be able to change it. But if we look at it differently and present ourselves differently, then we're able to change the perspective and the view of Montgomery County and to build a consensus and a coalition rather than a we versus they mentality.
The reason why I got involved and I got my organization involved, which was the Montgomery County branch of the NAACP, was basically a community thing. And they had some of the same issues that we had: housing, economic development, small business, and health. And we felt that we could partner up with them to be a stronger force in Annapolis and in the state as well. That's why we got involved.
So we started Advocacy Day, which was a full day that we go down to Annapolis and we meet with all the key committee chairs, the key subcommittee chairs from all over Maryland. And it's a way to back up, if you will, the work of our Montgomery County delegation down there. So that's something that we started in 2003. It was a great effort, a lot of enthusiasm for it. And the committee chairs and the subcommittee chairs and all the key players down there were, I think, very impressed to hear from Committee for Montgomery and hear our agenda. And I know that the members of the delegation felt it was an absolute must for us to do every year.
I believe that economic well-being is the umbrella or the bedrock on which we stand, and which most of us agree is something that's common to all of the organizations and all of the interests in Montgomery County. If we can achieve economic well-being through the kind of work that we do and use it as an umbrella, we can benchmark against that goal as our common goal, and we can work more effectively together.
We are not just a place where the money is manufactured for the state of Maryland. We have our own needs, we have our own representatives, and we have people speaking to their own interests.
We have a new governor coming in. He is not of the Democratic Party, he's of the Republican Party, and that was the same thing that happened when I was chair, where we had Ehrlich come in. And it was a really great opportunity to show how diverse the Committee for Montgomery is, because the Committee for Montgomery represents all viewpoints.
Well, I think we're unique, at least in the state and maybe in the country, by having so many different groups represented. And I think it's important for people in Annapolis to say we represent a broad coalition of groups within the county. So I think that carries a lot more weight than if it was just me as a business guy or a civic guy or whichever group you're in by yourself.
So you get this kind of potpourri of organizations coming together in very dispassionate discourse where we lower the heat and expand the light. And I think that's the #1 benefit of Committee for Montgomery in this community. We have to hang together. We have to stick together. Let's not try to cure every issue or every problem that the state has or the county has, but let's pick one or two things that we can work together and accomplish.